Welcome, everyone. I think we're going to get this session started. So we're going to spend about a couple of minutes introducing ourselves and disclose anything. I'm Sangil Lee. I'm moderating this session. I'm from the University of Iowa, and I'll send a list of disclosure. Go ahead.
So I'm Michael Gottlieb. I'm the director of ultrasound at Rush University Medical Center in Chicago. No active grants at the moment, and no disclosures.
I'm John Burkhardt. I'm at the University of Michigan. I'm just finishing up the SAEM Educational Fellowship Grant, and I have some internal money and a COI and a NIH grant.
So do you want us to talk about previous grants, because that might be helpful for people to know the context?
Sure.
Yeah. So
good idea.
Yeah, because go ahead.
No, you can go ahead.
All right. So
He has had previous grants.
He's had go. What are your previous grants?
Oh, you can go ahead.
No, I think it's actually
they're all
useful.
just internal stuff. So.
Okay, so internal grants. And the reason I bring that up is that there are grants coming from all different places, and it's helpful to know where people might have gotten grants and where they've gotten money. And so it is common to have internal grants. And so, for example, I think John and I both have internal grants from our GME office. There's a GME Innovation Office. They're trying to stimulate research. And so you can go to various departments or groups within your institution to try to get internal grants, and those are valid as well. So I'm Sally Santen. I'm at Virginia Commonwealth University School of Medicine. I was part of the big AMA Accelerating Change in Medical Education grant. So I was the co-PI on a $1.1 million grant that came from the American Medical Association. And so my disclosure is that I have grants from the AMA, and I also work for them. They are also doing small grants at this point. I think they were due on Monday, so there were $10,000 grants that were coming out. A bunch of us have applied for that, and there will be another round of AMA funding that will probably come out in January, and they are specifically looking at the UME to GME transition, and it will probably be in the $1 million range for schools. And so if you're at a school and you have something that's kind of innovative that's looking at UME to GME, that is a big grant that may come out. I've also gotten kind of small grants along the way, but those are kind of the big ones that I have.
And I think the AMA one, you don't have to be at a school that got the first grant to be eligible for the second grant.
Yep.
For this new one coming out in January.
Great. Go ahead.
My name is Andy King. I'm from Ohio State, and I have no disclosures or grants currently. I have my only disclosure is I am a grant failure.
Well, we're all grant failures.
My name is Jestin Carlson. I am an emergency physician at St. Vincent Hospital. It's a community teaching hospital. I'm also the National Director of Clinical Education for U.S. Acute Care Solutions. And Sangil, can you go back one slide for just a minute?
Sure.
I'd just like to show you this. This picture is before I received any educational awards. It has not done me well over the last couple of years, but I have funding from the American Heart Association for education around intubation, and I have funding from the National Heart, Lung, and Blood Association.
And my name is Ambrose Wong. I'm the Simulation Research Director at Yale. Currently I have an active AAMC grant, and I did just receive the award from the Academy of Diversity and Inclusion in Emergency Medicine Award. And yeah, looking forward to talking to you all.
Fantastic. So, yes. Okay, so we're going to cover 4 objectives listed here. First, to understand the mechanics of grant funding. Second, the approach to funding application. Third, to understand the tips and pitfalls of application specific to educational studies. And the last one is to identify potential venues for your educational research. Has anyone not watched this movie? Good. So this actually highlights
You have an advanced slide. You're on a different computer.
Okay. So has anyone not watched this movie? Okay. I think this actually highlights our mindset towards the grant application. I'm going to touch briefly about the SAEM grants. There are several grants offered from the SAEM. Many of them are actually offered annually. The exception is a education fellowship training grant. This one is offered every other year, and the next one is due actually next year. Please check the website. There will be some significant changes coming up about the type of grants, the amount of funding, and also the due date. Now, if you actually have an access to our handout, it has the list of grant opportunities. Each has a unique feature, so please take a look at them if you are interested.